2024. Tensions simmered in the remote, mountainous region of the Sarhad Range, Al-Zaman, Kashtan. For months, a militant faction known as the Crimson Scythe had been gaining power, their influence spreading like a shadow across the valleys. They were fighters. They were ideologues, enforcing a brutal doctrine that targeted minorities and those they deemed outsiders. Their leader, a shadowy figure known only as the Alchemist, preached a message of purification, and his followers carried it out with ruthless efficiency. The situation was a powder keg, and the international community watched with bated breath. The crisis reached a horrifying tipping point on March 12, 2024. Under the cover of a pre-dawn raid, Crimson Scythe militants stormed an international aid compound in the village of Nir. The compound, run by NGOs, was a beacon of hope, providing medical care, food, and education. Among the 37 aid workers trapped inside were 12 Indian nationals. The militants' demands were clear: release of their commanders and a hefty ransom. They set a deadline. The Indian government was now in a race against the clock. A covert operation was the only viable path forward. This was the genesis of Operation Sindoor. Sindoor, the vermilion mark, represents a sacred bond and a promise of protection. The operation signified India's vow to protect its citizens, a promise to families waiting in anguish. The mission upheld the honor of the nation and sent a clear warning to its enemies. At the helm, Brigadier Samir Khanna, Trishul, a calm strategist forged in conflict. Leading the assault, Major Vikram Vajra Singh, the tip of the spear, revered by 24 elite commandos. R&AW Officer Ananya Mayura Sharma, the mission's eyes and ears, layout, numbers, patrols, likely hostage rooms. Dr. Arush Mehta, a hostage, slipped a coded medical request. Guards counted in clinical terms. The strategist, the warrior, the spy, and the insider formed the core of Operation Sindoor, an indispensable machinery of rescue. The planning for Operation Sindoor was an exercise in precision and speed. Khanna assembled his core team at Udhampur. High-resolution imagery, thermal scans at the edge of detection, and human intelligence were pieced together like a complex puzzle. A detailed three-dimensional model captured every building, every window, every blind spot. They needed to know the terrain and the militants who called it home. A direct helicopter assault risked surprise. The compound lay over 150 kilometers from the nearest friendly airbase. The planners devised a two-stage insertion: C-130J to a forward staging area, then low drove flights masked by terrain. A silent 5-kilometer trek on foot would close the final distance. Engineers built a full-scale replica in the desert. For 72 hours, Major Singh's team drilled relentlessly. Breaches, room clearing, and distinguishing hostages from hostiles and chaos. They memorized the layout until they could navigate it blindfolded. Contingencies were drilled until reflexive. Outfitted with suppressed TAVRs, state-of-the-art night vision, lightweight armor, and specialized breaching charges, their encrypted radios formed an unbreakable chain of command for real-time tactical adjustments. The blueprint was complete. The team was ready. The promise of Sindoor was about to be put to the ultimate test. On March 18, 2024, two C-130J Super Hercules lifted off from Hindoon, engines a low hum in the vast darkness. On board, Major Vikram Singh and his 24-man team, Assault Group Trishul. Crossing negotiated corridors in complete radio silence, ghosts on radar. At a discreet forward base, they transitioned swiftly to 3 specially modified Druv helicopters. Druv 1, Druv 2, Druv 3. Noise dampened, flown by masters of nap-of-the-earth flying. They hugged the jagged landscape, guided by night vision and terrain-following radar. After 40 tense minutes, a feather-light landing, commandos melted into the wilderness in under a minute. 5 kilometers through brutal terrain at altitude, silent file, hand signals only, to a ridge overlooking Nir. From the ridge, Singh confirmed sentries as intel described, 2 at the gate, 1 on the roof, a roving 2-man patrol. Alpha would hit the main building. Bravo the barracks. Charlie covered from the ridge. The assault, 0300. A soft foot. The rooftop sentry fell. Gate guards neutralized and concealed. Rehearsed to precision, shaped charges went into place in under 2 minutes. On Singh's silent count, charges thumped open. Flashbangs detonated. Night vision gave the edge. Contact front. Clear. Primary objective. Reach hostages before they could be used as shields. Within 5 minutes, buildings secured. Hostages huddled in a locked storage room, terrified but unharmed.
Brigadier Khanna. Trishul, this is Vajra. The package is secure. I repeat, the package is secure. No casualties on our side.
Then chaos erupted. A hidden machine gun nest pinned them down, jeopardizing extraction. With time slipping and reinforcements possible, Singh improvised. Cobra and Fist crawled through darkness under covering fire, stormed the tower. 2 short suppressed bursts. Silence. Naik Parimal Dak Joshi crawled under fire, shielded Priya, applied a tourniquet, and eased her pain. A profound act of bravery. Major Singh tackled a wounded militant poised for a final act, clamped the grenade hand and neutralized the threat in seconds. From over 800 meters, Charlie team stopped incoming reinforcements with a single decisive shot. At the LZ, commandos formed a human cordon and boarded last. Their promise of protection kept to the end. The extraction was a success. 12 hostages, 1 injured civilian. The full 24-man team airborne, escorted by Apaches. No fatalities among commandos. Priya's injury serious but not life-threatening. Intelligence estimated over 30 militants eliminated, including a senior commander. By morning, India knew. Euphoria on the streets, pride and gratitude flooded the airwaves. Allies quietly congratulated India. Al-Zaman thanked publicly, stung in private. The regional signal was unmistakable. 12 families were made whole again. A human victory as much as a military one. Actionable intelligence, meticulous planning, brutal rehearsals, and technological superiority. A textbook special operation. No plan survives first contact. Singh's calm improvisation proved as vital as the plan itself. Sindoor's promise was fulfilled. Courage, professionalism, and unwavering commitment achieving the impossible.